Hey everyone, Bandicoot Commando here and welcome back to Sly 3. Last time, I showed off the bonus movies. Here, which consist of Goodbye My Sweet Part 1 and 2, some behind the scenes of development of Sly 1 during its earlier stages, a little bit of Sly 2 with the cut Monaco level, and then they showed a little bit of Sly 3. And then this music video of Dimitri's song from the previous game. So today, I'm going to talk a little bit about a few little Easter eggs, a cheat code, and a few other interesting tidbits. So we'll start with an Opera of Fear here. This will take a bit. Okay, first I gotta be Bentley for the... Oh yeah, anytime you come back, you can play as Murray, but he'll be in his little Australian outfit. So with Bentley here, I'm gonna do a quick glitch. And I've talked about this before, but now I'm gonna actually show it off. And I'm sure a lot of you know what this glitch is that I'm talking about. Are you kidding me? I was right over you. Go to sleep. Okay, so as I make my way there... Uh-oh. I might run right into her. Can I get her to turn around? Nope. Okay, so a glitch you can do with... Oh. Okay. A glitch you could do with Carmelita is kill her. But to do that, first you need to empty her pocket... Then with the size reduction bomb, get as close as you can. Do that. And then you just hit her. You're so adorable. And there, she's dead. She'll grow back into size and yeah, that's how it is. Now, for this level at least, she stays dead. But if you go to a Cold Alliance and do the glitch there, you'll kill her, but when you go to the safe house and switch to another character, she'll come back to life. So now we're wanted for full-blown murder of an Interpol agent. Alright. Let me switch to Sly so I can show some the other stuff and so I can get around faster. So, the first of these things I want to show off and explain. So, I've been saying this so many times, but I never got around to actually doing it. Is the NPC, the enemies here. These guys, these cats, and the pigeons. In the early betas and demos, they had a more Carnival-style look to them. Since Octavio's plan coincided with Carnival. Whoops. Oh. Come on. There we go. And, only these pigeons and the cat guys have the Carnival style. The flashlight guards probably did or did not have it, or they were always designed like that. I don't know. From what I could see, Sly 3 had to go through a few design changes. So, now another one involves this Ferris wheel here, or at least what was the Ferris wheel. So there was a mission. A cut mission regarding the Ferris wheel, because in the final game with Octavio snapped, after you get done photographing him, you'd have to latch onto the Ferris wheel car he's riding on and eavesdrop on his conversation. And then afterwards, Bentley would say, break open the control panel, and yeah. And you notice there was a lock or two on the control panel. So the idea for this mission was to destroy the Ferris wheel. The idea of it was that you would have to pickpocket keys off of the guards, and then Bentley would hack into it to try to destroy it, but instead it only sped up the Ferris wheel. So from here, Sly and Bentley would go onto one of these rooftops here, and there would be this little minigame that baseball minigame as we call it. Basically, Bentley would throw bombs and Sly would swing at them and hit the Ferris wheel, kind of like with baseball. And then the Ferris wheel would fall apart and then just kill the guards and everything. So there's that. Interesting to know that didn't make it. Let's see. Another one, which there's really no footage of or anything, just word from the Sucker Punch developers is that the idea with the signs, with the advertisements, with the balloons, the idea would have been, oh, I forgot I did this. The idea would have been was that Bentley would have actually tried to blow them up and have them land on gondolas and docks. I guess it was part of a different scheme altogether, but that didn't make it into the game. And another one, which is the big one, is remember how when I showed off the art galleries and I showed one image of Octavio that I said that more or less made it into the game at first because it was his original design. Whoops. It was his original design that made it into the game, but then they redesigned him. He still has a model and render of it in the demos and betas. But in the end, I guess they just didn't like the Opera Regal look, so they just had to go with the... Oh, there it is! Anyway, they just didn't like the Opera Regal look, and they changed him to what he is now. And this is beautiful. This is just beautiful. Well, if you look at it right, it looks more like I'm standing on the umbrella here. It's like a cartoon, Sly. Just don't look down, don't think of the gravity, and you'll make it. And yeah, just it ends here. I'm so glad they kept that in, as silly as it is. Okay, so with that done, let's go to... excuse me. Let's go to Rumble Down Under, even though there's not much for me to talk about in that one. Well, one of the first things I can say about Rumble Down Under was that the guru, his original name was the Shaman. The Shaman. And he was even called that in one of the demos of the game. And even in the manual, if you go to the voice actor in the manual, you'll see the Shaman listed. And Terry Rose, I think, is the guy who did his voice. He also did the voice for someone else in the game. But there's that. Oh, speaking of that, those wall hooks and everything I got off of, that was part of another of the baseball minigame where Sly and Bentley would have to put some wall hooks into place for Sly to get across here, but in the end, they're already there. What's another minigame mission thing that I can remember? Oh, I know one. Gotta go to our backyard. The crocodile. So, with the crocodile mission, the first part of it actually involved having to find a scorpion and feed it to him, and then he would fall in love with Murray. I think the idea would have been that Murray would have to do it to get his attention at least, and then he'd have to toss the guards into him. That's why when you do the mission, he's already in a mood like, oh, feed me, when if you would have done it before, he probably would have not been interested. Anything else? I don't know if there's anything else worth sharing. Not that I know of. No, I don't think there's anything worth sharing. I wish I could pull up the Sly wiki for this, but I really can't. Oh, there's the big truck. Well, I know one thing. There used to be a different sunset setting for the game, or for this level, but it wasn't used. I guess it was gonna be like more in the daytime sort of thing, but they left it more at a night twilight sort of thing, kind of like what the concept art does. Trying to get to the guru's prison. I will just say, like, I believe with the way there's glitches and other things in this game, I do believe this game was kind of rushed. Because like I said, they had to redesign some things after they've already established it. There's nothing here. There's nothing. I just wanted to come here for no reason. I think that's all the tidbit stuff I could share. So, time for Flight of Fancy, which is both A, where I can really talk about things. Oh, huh? Well, one of these things I will say with Flight of Fancy as I get there. There's a cheat regarding it, but first I have to go to Jobs and Challenges for it. So, doing, where is it? Doing the ACES semifinals, there's a little cheat you could do, and while it's doing that, I'm trying to look on the back of the cover here.
Suit up, partner. Almost time for the semifinals.
I really can't see it.
Stay sharp, Sly. Iceland and Belgium will be at each other's throats up there, but you're still outnumbered.
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
All right. So one of the things I can talk about with this mission was that Bentley pointed out that it was going to be like 1 to 15 each. And the idea would have been you have to take down a total of 30 planes. But they changed that. It was in one of the demos, but I guess it's because it took too long and people just didn't like it. Okay, so the cheat, as I go to the Sly Wiki for that, to be honest, because I know of the cheat, I just don't remember the button inputs you have to put in for it. Here we are. Go to cheats and glitches. I also should go to Easter eggs. Okay, here we are. Okay, exploits. Cheats, here we are. These will also work on the Vita version. So, for this one, for this cheat, tap, you gotta tap them, don't press. So, R1, R1, left, down, down, right. When you hear that sound, when you hear that little notification sound, that means you've got the cheat going.
Lead your opponents and watch your six. I know how you hate being burned alive.
So, this time, Sly is flying a Toonami plane. And it has missiles that you press with R1. You gotta shoot the planes a few times to bring them down, though.
It's getting hot.
The missiles are unlimited. I just wish there was an easier way to...
Things are looking hot.
Just wish you can actually hold the L1 button to shoot unlimited missiles. At least it only takes like 2 missiles to bring down an enemy plane. It's hard to aim, though. But yeah, with the Toonami plane here, this is a reference. Let me minimize that. This is a reference to when Toonami did a promotional run of not only the previous game, but for this game as well. I just wish they had more Toonami kind of Easter eggs in this, though, because the last game with Tom as a alarm clock gag thing, using him as a distraction, that was brilliant. I think that was probably the greatest reaction I've gotten out of that. Because the Toonami plane's cool, but... Toonami plane's cool looking and everything, but I just wish it actually had a better gimmick to it other than the missiles. Like, make the machine gun fire unlimited as well. Oh, speaking of which, you can only use the Toonami plane in this mission and in the one with the Baron, I believe. You cannot use it in 2-player mode, and I don't know if you can use it in the challenges or not. Come on. So, another interesting tidbit is that... Sorry, I just had to sniffle there and everything. Is that, in the original demos and betas of this, initially, instead of Penelope as the Black Baron as the villain of this episode, it was just Mugshot. I think the idea was that Mugshot actually was running the Aces competition, and Mugshot would have just been the main threat of the episode. But I guess it just didn't work out well, so they at least kept Mugshot in, but they at least wanted to add someone who could, you know, work as a villainous threat, I guess. There's still little bits of Mugshot. Like, one of them is that an image of Mugshot actually wandering the city. It's on the back of the North American cover, but I should point out the cover, the image on the back is actually cropped out. So to find the full-size image, you'd have to do some searching. But he's in there. He's in the background, wandering about. So, let's see. Any other Flight of Fancy details?
Team Belgium regroups. They show focus. Looking tough. Jiu-jitsu.
Probably not, but... Well, I mean, there's one that...
It's mano a mano.
Alright, where's my last opponent? I hear... Oh!
Tip top outstanding. Team Cooper is going to the finals. Let the crowd say yay.
You mean Team Toonami? Team Toonami is going to the finals. Anyway, yeah. I'll see if I can find that image of Mugshot in the town. Like I said, it's on the back of the American cover. It's literally, there's 3 images, and it's the one in the middle, but it's cropped out a bit, so finding the full-size one will be a little tricky. I don't think there's really anything in a Cold Alliance to share other than the Carmelita trick. But in Dead Man Tell No Tales, there is a little Easter egg, to say at least. So give me just a moment. Okay, I'll do this as Sly. And again, give me a moment. I'm trying to... Here we are, Easter eggs. So one of these Easter eggs, as I try to clear these guys out of the way first. Uh-oh. Hold on a sec. I'll be right back. Okay, everyone. I'm back. I'm sorry for taking so long. I had to get breakfast. But, let's see. So, this Easter egg right here at the Pirate Grill. Right here is this sign here. And it says, Dev and Karen's wedding, August 5th. As in Dev, Cooperita... Oh, wait. Actually, first off, they're, Dev and Karina are actually named after 2 of Sly's ancestors from the first game. But that's because, a lot of the ancestors in the first game were actually named after Sucker Punch members, and the same goes to some of Sly's other ancestors. But this in particular refers to 2 members of the Sucker Punch team who I believe actually got married at the time. So yeah, there's that, and I think there's something here that's interesting. I believe. Honestly, I don't know if there's anything interesting else here. Whoa. Oh, can I get in there? It looks like you can get in that cage. Hold on. I'm a trapped raccoon! I got no way to escape! I'm trapped forever! Okay, so yeah, there's that. Well, another one is Dimitri's grandfather's name, Remy Lousteau, who is named after the famous diver Jacques Cousteau. You're going down like Jacques Cousteau, the same man who would not only more or less, I guess, pioneer diving, but he, well, not exactly pioneer diving, but he did like the modern form of diving. Oh, what is this guy doing up here? But he was famous for doing his ocean documentaries, which a lot of your parents might have seen back in the day. Because I know my dad, whenever I sometimes mention Jacques, my dad will say, yeah, I remember seeing his documentaries. Oh, I love this catapult. I can't get enough of it. And yeah, I think I might have seen one or two of Jacques' documentaries as a kid, but yeah. And yeah, I don't think there's really anything else I could share about this episode, so... Now, I'm not going to go into the episode for this, but it's actually more to beginning of the end, but the original opening of the beginning of the end was a lot different. Usually when it goes to the cutscenes of Sly explaining his past and everything, the way it was done differently was that Sly was washed up on the beach, exhausted and pretty much on the brink of death. And in the end, it wasn't used, probably because of how, how dark it was. But other than that, I think that's all I could share about the game. I don't think there's really anything else I can talk about, so that will do for this episode of Sly 3. I have one more thing to show off. Before I end it, there's one little detail I need to share that I've been meaning to share for quite a while, and that is the Adventures of Sly Cooper. The Adventures of Sly Cooper was 2 promotional comics made by Sucker Punch and published by Gaming Pro Magazine and DC Comics. Issue 1 was released in 2004, and it takes place at the end of the first game and just before the beginning of the second game. And Issue 2, which was released a year later, takes between the end of 2 and the beginning of 3. Now, to get these issues is rare, obviously, but if you don't want to get the actual the comics, you can instead... Yeah, there's a physical version and a digital version, and there's actually a few little tweaks between the 2 versions. Now, if you can't get the issues, you can get the, here it is. You can get the graphic novel book Sly Cooper to Catch a Thief. Although it's actually, To Catch a Thief is actually a expanded version of Issue 1 of The Adventures of Sly Cooper. But I'm going to, next time, in the next episode, last episode I should point out, I'm going to read both Issue 1 and 2. I'm going to read them. I'm going to read them out loud for you guys to see. I'm going to narrate them. I'm going to do my best voice acting, and yeah. So that is it. And I will see you guys next time.